I did something. I like to speak with you about it, but I do feel I feel a little dirty, and I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna get cleaned up, and we're gonna have a talk. All right, be right back.
A few moments later.
JUND Tron, JUND Tron, JUND Tron, JUND Tron, JUND Tron. Forgive me, pauper. I have sinned. It has been some time since I've last confessed about shitposting the format. So what happened is about about a week ago I got this idea, and we're gonna work our way towards it to what like my end game is. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I decided I needed something to happen before I could get the payoff that I was seeking, and so I spoke with some previous guests on the Pauper Players podcast. When I do the podcast, I wound up starting my own Discord. I threw the challenge out there to them. I will give you guys 10 chests in addition to whatever prizes you may already receive if you can get a JUND Tron list posted. And the rules for this were quite simple. You could not use blue cards. You could not use white cards. It had to be pure. It had to be just straight up JUND Tron. I figured it would take us like a week or two. We went off this original list that I'm going to put the link to the description below. So we made a list in about 5 minutes. Provost comes in with his list, and that's where I take my direction, and I go to sleep ready to fire off the next day with the version that is going to try to hold the monarchy using fogs. Point is, I woke up and the challenge had already been completed. Satan Rockin got it. It took 3 guys 2 days to establish a new archetype. And this is a lot more significance than you may realize, because the point of this experiment was, can we make a deck that is unplayable, and by competitive standards and reasons, into something semi-competitive, at least tier 2, something capable of doing well in leagues, if, of course, being unable to perform at the higher levels of competitive Pauper, which at this point in time is just a weekly challenge. JUND Tron. So JUND is not even competitive at Pauper kitchen tables, but if you add Tron lands, the deck gets very good. And I think this is especially problematic when you think about it, because we've already seen this happen before with mono black Tron, which was something that people were memeing about a few months back. But at the end of the day, mono black Devotion, that deck gets better when you don't play Defile. That's right, the card that's been designed in recent years as a payoff to reward players for playing mono black is not playable in mono black, because you are simply better off adding Tron lands to mono black and playing mono black Tron. You get to play almost all the same cards, but instead of trying to play stuff like Phyrexian Rager, you can just play Bonder's Ornament with the rest of them and have all the mana in the world to use it. Bilster has shown that Boros Monarch, another staple of the Pauper metagame for many years now, an important pillar in the format, just gets better when you add Tron lands. He top 8s the challenge regularly with his deck. Its worst matchup? Traditional Tron. Things get better in Pauper when you add Tron lands to them. A bunch of currently unplayable competitive archetypes do become playable when you add Tron lands to them. And some people may say, Versal, this isn't really a JUND deck. This deck doesn't do JUND things, but I disagree. Look at modern JUND and look at our JUND. We have value creatures. Some of the best spot removal the format has to offer. And one big fat one. They use Tarmogoyf. We use Ulamog's Crusher. The point is, it's a mid-range deck. It's got very good threats. It's got very good answers. And it's got some fixing along the way to make all the parts click. We don't have fetch lands. We have Tron lands, Prophetic Prism, and Bonder's Ornaments, making this have access to the most powerful mechanics you can in Pauper, Monarch not included. So what's my payoff? What do I get? I got the distinct pleasure in informing all of you that whenever somebody asks for advice about their JUND deck in Pauper, now we can just safely tell those people that it is technically correct that they should just add Tron lands. You're welcome.